Good morning. How you doing? It's Friday, January 23rd. Oh, yep. Sorry, I had to look. Oh, let's see. So January 23rd, that's a 5. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. Because of the year, it's 2026 is a 1. Today's a 7. We'll see. You know. Anyway, came out here the other day. I said I felt oddly hopeful. Not because I don't know why. You know what I mean? Like all signs point to things are gonna get much worse before they get any kind of better. And I'm not naive. I'm like the last person to be a Pollyanna. I hate to be a cynic though, you know what I mean? I kind of want to. You don't have to feel cynical just because I do, you know what I mean? Although, if you do, I get it. Most people are right now. That makes sense. I shouldn't laugh. I don't know. My mother-in-law. This has something to do with it. You know, I'm in a red state, so there's like 27% of us that don't vote that way. We're pretty small. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's, not enough. Anyway, my mother-in-law, my husband stops by to see his mom pretty often, and she was real excited to show him the editorial section in the local paper that people from small towns from around here too had written in, and they're upset with the reps out of here. I mean, will they stop being bigots? Probably not. You know what I mean? They're just mad they can't sell soybeans, so. There's a hospital up north in one of the. There's only like 4 cities in this whole state, right? Like, I'm being. I mean, really, the capital only has like 80,000 people in it, so. Anyway, there's one up north. Hospital's gonna stop providing elective care, elective surgeries, stuff like that. They can't afford the anesthesia meds, apparently. Tariffs on medication, plus nobody has insurance anymore, so what the hell? And they have to fight with the insurance company to get paid anyway, you know what I mean? Like, we could all be paying out the nose for insurance. It still doesn't mean that bill's gonna get paid. That's how that works, which is, highway robbery, but that's the system all our senators and Congress people think we deserve. They need middlemans to take money out of our pockets. Oh, and oil fields are shutting down. They're going to halt drilling. Where the hell was that? I don't know. Can't remember. Somewhere in the state, in the, the oil producing part of the state, which is the western half. It's very cold today. I'm hoping it's the worst. I'm hoping it doesn't. February's pretty rough. Like, it's not. I swear to God, it's the worst month of winter. It's the worst one, but it's the shortest. But so I'd like to say, is it going to get? It's 22 below outside right now without the wind chill. With the wind chill, it's like 44 below, which I believe 22 below. I had to look that up. I believe it's 30 below Celsius. Coincidentally, 40 below Celsius and Fahrenheit are the same number. I just happen to know that because I've experienced it. It's balls. It's very cold. My poor dog. He runs out fast and gets it done, and basically just pees and then holds everything else for about 24 hours. I have little tiny pads for him in a spare room. Should it get so bad that he will not go outside, then he has something to use, but he just kind of holds it. So he bolted out this morning and came back, and I was like, my Lord, his poor little feet are gonna get frostbite. He's okay. We take care of him. I rub his paws down, He's all right. I don't know. I'm waiting for this. Southern states are supposed to get nailed with ice and snow. Ice, a lot of ice. I don't know. That's the other thing too. When you live out like this, we don't have power lines. I mean, the oldest parts of town does. Like my mom's house was built sometime in the 20s, and there's power lines in that neighborhood. But I don't know what year they started putting them in the ground. Smart, right? But they're, they don't get in my way visually out here where we are. You can't see. There's none. They're in the ground. So like all the wind and the snow and the storms, it doesn't affect that. Just nice. The grid though will get crushed. You know what I mean? Like there's a heavy load on everybody's running their shit. We're all in the dark, so every light is on, you know what I mean? Try to cut back on that. And I wish I had some helpful tips. I mean, I don't know, you own a hatchet, power lines go down, that's probably not your job, right? You gotta call linemen in for something like that. Like, I wouldn't do that. That's not me recommending that you do that. I was just thinking out loud. Yeah, I don't know you know what I mean? Like, I don't have any prepper tips or anything like that. Just cover your windows, man. Put some blankets up. Keep the heat in your house. Trap it in your house. I know stuff like this is, like, I get it that there's bad weather coming. But it's not like you're going across the Oregon Trail, right? Like, we all live in civilization. You won't starve to death. Is that really mean and harsh of me? I know. People get inside, out of the cold. That's the, once you've solved that problem, then the rest of it's just, a nuisance. If your fridge goes out, I don't know, eat a peanut butter sandwich. Like, I worry that, like, the news does this whole cycle where this impending horrible doom is headed your way. You should all run out and buy these next 17 things. You know what I mean? Like, everybody stock up for... I don't know, man. You know what I mean? If the internet goes down or the lights go off, I'm a small fry. Nobody gives a shit if something happens to me, right? So I gotta figure that out. But it's business and industry. They don't want that to happen, but they're not gonna let that go. They'll get it turned back on, it's fine. Money, it's money. Which, brings me to the whole, we need to have like a no authoritarian ruler, no Reginalds, no kings protest, like every weekend. The problem is we need to shut down commerce. Full stop. It needs to stop. But I don't think Americans are willing to be uncomfortable in any kind of capacity. You still have to go through the drive-thru and keep shoving that in your mouth hole for some reason. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's too easy. Life's too easy, and we like it easy and simple, and it makes, I don't know, it zaps the receptors in our brain for some reason, and we can't get off that. So, but really, it would have to be every single weekend. We'd have to shut down traffic and commerce. It would, like, every single weekend, and it would still take a very long time. It took India the better part of, 40, 50 years, 60? Jesus Christ, since the beginning, probably, to kick Britain out of there. the Montgomery bus boycott that lasted like a year. And those were women, black women, man, who have way more fortitude than I've ever understood. Dude, that shit lasted for like a year. You had women who had to walk miles, right? Like to get to work and back in order to boycott that bus. And they weren't wearing sensible footwear or sweatpants. Like I can wear whatever the hell I want, right? And walk. I don't know, I just don't, you know what I mean? I'm worried we're all just too feckin' soft for all that. I don't know. On the other hand, there's enough of us who are stubborn as hell. Like, I caught a headline. I think it was paywalled, so I didn't read the thing, you know, on the news service, just about people taking a whole month to buy nothing. You need to do better than that. You need to get down to, like, just, really, I'm not kidding. Just try to get rid of streaming services as much as you can. Which ones have you watched all the shit on? Just get rid of it. Stop paying them. Stop shopping online, full stop. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. There is not an ethical store at all. Just isn't. There's no such thing where nobody's exploiting somebody and the grift and the graft is too expensive, and you know what I mean? We need to like have like a massive economic boycott. You gotta buy local. You gotta buy in the store. It's already been shipped to you. So don't, you know what I mean? Like if every time you order something, you get it delivered to your door. And I get that this is people's jobs and livelihoods, but no. I don't know. Oh, yeah. So, like, I'm oddly hopeful, maybe because people would start to sort of realize that they're just being, the pandering and the grifting is just obscene. Somebody's gonna, you're gonna have a problem and they're gonna sell you the cure every single time. And it's the same, right? The jackass who got you addicted to the thing is now going to sell you the cure, right? Or his brother, sister company, or whatever the hell, or you know what I mean? Like, just stay away from all of it. So, right, like, it's ugly. It's really ugly. I'm outside. I know that. There's a lot ahead of us. And I don't want to wish hell and pain on other human beings, but, like, they're not going to get it until they suffer. You know. I wasn't the type of parent who had to spank her kids. Just ever. Fucking natural consequences are often, just, oof. Anyway, however, if I had a young kid who kept running out into traffic and wouldn't listen to me, I'd beat his ass, because he can survive that. He won't survive traffic, right? So I'm still very old. Like an older generation, you know what I mean? Like, I took an ass beating, I'm fine. Mostly. There are worse things. I'm not advocating that you do that. Please don't do that. Ever. Little kids don't. Kids don't do that to your kids. You know what I mean? Like, you've lost the fight. You don't deserve to be a parent. Don't do that. Anyway, but right. They run out into traffic. You know what I mean? I said, no, you can't listen to that. You can't hear that. Then it's a different, I don't know, lock them up behind the, in a closet somewhere and throw away the key, maybe. I don't know. That's not going to work either, but I don't know. My youngest and I have been holding these 4 o'clock afternoon dates, essentially. Well, we put it to 3 p.m. just because our days were getting so dark, and I don't know, my eyes lately have been, anyway, it doesn't matter. So just series of anything. It started shortly after that, November, 24. We started watching the whole series of House, which is nice. I think there's like 8 or 9 seasons of that shit, right? So we'd watch an episode 2, 3 in the evening, and about 8 p.m. you're okay, kind of slowed down, and so we've kept that up. Where we finished watching Downton Abbey yesterday. So, it's history-ish. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. And the nice thing was, boy, we've been able to have great big discussions about the way the world changed, the way gender roles changed, the way that work roles have changed, the way that the economy has changed, and for the better. I don't believe in the landed gentry. I think that's some bullshit. They should clean their own houses, but you know what I mean? So we've had fun, pleasant conversations dissecting all of that. That's good. So tonight we're gonna watch the first movie in that series. Kid's been reading a lot of romantic novels kind of era. It's a big fan of Frankenstein, so huge. We watched that one, Guillermo del Toro. It was nice. It was nice. I have beat Frankenstein to death the number of times that I've read it. I can't even, why, I just don't ask, but I have. And that movie was, caught me by surprise. I felt like, oh, this is a new and interesting point of view that I haven't been forced to dissect up until now, so that's nice. Yeah, that was new. That was nice. So what the hell that has to do with Downton Abbey, I don't know. Romantic novels and just history through time, and writers write what they know, so you can sort of review history through literature in a way. I don't know. I'm just rambling now at this point. Saying hello. Letting you know I'm thinking about you, wherever you are out there in the world. I hope you stay warm and safe. I think I might cook up a roast later. But a little one, we'll see. I mean, there's only 3 of us, so it's not like it has to be some great big beast, right? We'll see, I don't know. Somebody's gonna go to the grocery store and see what's there. Anyway, I did one the other day, but it was left over from it was in the freezer. It'd been in the freezer since June, and it was only about 13 ounces, but it turned out so good. Anyway, but there wasn't, I mean, there's 3 of us, and so we split that up. It's not bad. We had potatoes and carrots with it, but kind of left us wanting. We want a little more, like, ooh, that'd be good. If only we had a little more. So we're gonna do that. I don't know, we'll see. I'm just rambling at this point. Anyway, I'll stop and say, you have a good day. You have a good day.